Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to give you a tour of my office, my craft area, which in all reality is the formal dining room of my house. So I'm going to try not to talk too much because we have a lot to cover. There is a lot of stuff jam-packed into this little area back here. So to kind of give you an idea of what we're working with, mind you, my house is not freshly cleaned. This is like the eat-in area of the kitchen. See, I told you the house isn't clean. So here's my kitchen. Okay, and here's like the little eat-in area. There's the two cutest dogs in the whole entire world. Tendo Mango and Cashy. And that's supposed to be like the formal dining room of the house, but we don't do formal dining rooms, so I just made it my craft area. So I've been putting off doing a tour since I've changed things up, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. So I'm going to tell you where I got things and how I use it, and then if you have any questions further than that, then go ahead and ask me. But I have a lot of like mini tours on how I organize this stuff, and if I do have an extra video, I'll let you know as I go through it. All right, let's go. So as you walk in, there is this dresser right here, and I'll just start with that. I do have this extra chair over here by the door. It does not sit there, it goes over here. And the reason why is because usually I'm sitting at my desk here crafting, and Hannah is usually sitting back there doing her schoolwork at the computer because Hannah homeschools. She's my 12-year-old. And so that's why we have two office chairs in such a small area here. So I thought I'd get it out of the way just so we could have more room to walk around, but that's why it's over here in the corner like that. So this is the corner of my office here. I just have some stuff hanging at the top there, Dollar Tree things. I made that flower there. I have this whiteboard, Friends of the Family We Choose. And it's got letters from all of my friends that have written me. Rummy night. That was a silly night with my friend Becky. She came into town. That was fun. This is my most recent project that's going to be going up for sale. My most recent junk journal. Look at the goodness in there. Ooh, she's a thickin'. Over here I just have some boxes. This one I made. I still haven't listed it. And the rest of it, as you can see, I well label things because that's how I roll. If I don't have it labeled, I don't know what's in it. So crepe paper. Tango, you're not gonna moo. That's the dog. He's mooing at me. He's growling because he wants to come over the gate. Extra Happy Meal. In the top here, we took out a drawer, and this is where I keep all of my seasonal paper, along with any seasonal cutouts and stickers. I just label it all, and what I use for my seasonal cutouts and stickers, that's Hannah, are these large bags from the Dollar Tree. They're the large storage bags from the Dollar Tree, and so I label them whatever the season is, and then I just shove all of the season stickers, extra paper, anything that I bought, whether it be ribbon, washi tape, whatever I have for that season, I just stick it in those bags, and I store everything here. Yeah, Halloween was over there. I should put it over here. I've got Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's. See how everything's very nicely labeled. Random paper collections. That way, you know, if it's like I just packaged a Halloween order, I packaged Christmas orders in, you know, March, and I always know where to go to get that season paper. In the top drawer, we have all of the yarn. So I mostly use yarn for journal, ribbons, closures, things like that. So this is where I keep all of my yarn at. This is also where I keep rhinestone on rolls. And I'm sorry if you can hear the dogs whining in the background. I keep all of that stuff here. I keep jute twine, all of that in this one. I try to keep it as organized as possible, but let's be honest. It's in little bins, individual bins, if you can see. You know, it's all like sub-organized, but I mean, how organized can you really keep ribbon and yarn? Next. Okay, next is going to be all of my cereal boxes and boxes that people collect for me, because this is how I am using things up, other than buying, what's the word I'm looking for? What is it?
That would be chipboard.
Anyway, instead of buying that thick cardboard stuff online, I just glue a couple boxes together and it works the same way. This is how I've been making my journals and works out fine for me. So, got tons of boxes in there and I cut them down as needed. These are gift bags that people have given me and that's where I keep that stuff. Okay, the bottom drawer here is just my mailing stuff. So I've got this bubble stuff here I reuse in mailers. I will just cut it out and stick it inside empty mailers and I'll use it for bubble wrap. I've got my packaging tape here and some tissue paper under there. Okay, so next to that is this window here. I have tons of windows in here, which I absolutely love. And I just have some pictures here. Hannah, or actually Selena, made me the #1 mom sign. And then I got all my beautiful pictures there. You can't see them very well because of the bright background, but that's okay. On top here, I have an outgoing mail, or actually it's just outgoing, and it's got all the stuff that I need to do outside of the house. So, right here I have a whole box full of U-Haul wrapping paper. That is handy to have around, let me tell you. This is an armoire, a jewelry armoire that our neighbors had given to me, and I decided to use it here in the craft room. So the top opens, and in here I just have my extra pieces of cardboard that I can glue together to make some thick pieces of cardstock for myself. Right there. So we've got these drawers. The top one's false. The second one I just have my edging scissors. This one I have all of my glitters in here. So this is just something I got at clearance at Michael's. And then this drawer is divided up. I can assume it's probably for earrings or rings or something along those lines. But I use it for my glitter here. So that's what I do there. In the third one, I just have sheets of rhinestone and extra jewels here. And then in the last one, I have my beads. Well, these are the main beads that I use. I have beads somewhere else too. And the bottom just stores some extras. I've got some wooden pieces there on the left. I've got some coloring books on the right, some Sudoku puzzles, and some old t-shirts that I use for scrap fabric. Okay, moving on to this first desk over here. This desk is, I believe I bought it off of Craigslist. No, Facebook Marketplace. And I chalk painted it. This was a couple years ago. It is filthy at this point. So Hannah has her basket here, and it is got lotions, her headphones, squeezies, things like that. I have Goo Gone in there for some reason. I'm not sure why that's in there. But she basically just reaches for this when she's doing her homeschool. It's got all her little stuff in it. And that's just on like a little, cake stand. And a phone sitting next to it. I've got my salt lamp. I think I got that at Five Below. And then our colored pencils, little candle down there. And then I have my washi tape. And I just have that, not in any kind of order at all. Just grab, whatever I need. And on the top here I have all of my beautiful pens that I like to have out. Got a stapler and a little rosary right there in a bottle. And then over here I've got my big monitor. Got my God is Good sign. Oh, would you look at that? That's a little baby paw print of one of the puppies. Hannah did it the last Christmas for our tree. So we have my monitor here, and I just keep it on top of this. I got it at Home Goods. It's meant to hang on the wall because it's got hooks on it. Up underneath there's hooks, so I know it is meant to hang on the wall. But I don't use things the way that they're meant to be. I just kind of do my own thing. So in here I've got Post-it notes and tabs. Over here I've got whiteout and tape runner. See, and it's very easy to see because it's labeled. I also have some flowers in there. I don't know why. I saw those though. And Hannah's got her times table in front of her because she's doing lowest common denominator, and it's so much easier just to have that right there. So that's it for the top of my desk. Okay. And just to give you a brief overview of what's in it, this thing is filthy. It needs to be repainted. Tape. Underneath it, we got glues and my homemade DIY alcohol inks. You can find a video for that down in the description box below. I'll link it. Then we've got a heap of Dollar Tree stuff. Like, I'm not even going to be able to go into that because there's Jenga block towers. There's tons of those tongue depressors. There's tons of frames, pieces of wood. I mean, so much stuff. You just know I'm not undoing it. Just know that all the Dollar Tree stuff that I buy that I don't use goes in there. For this side, this is kind of just a catch-all, this drawer is. I'm not going to lie. So it's got some extra pom-poms. This is kind of just a notepad that I grab when I'm taking notes over here. And then it's got some extra sequins and little, I forget what those beads are called. Glass beads or something. This drawer has all of my punches in it, which is very helpful because if I go to grab a punch, I know where it is. Third drawer has all of my books in it. All my books and extra notepads. So if I'm looking to make a traveler's journal or a composition journal, something like that, I look in here. If I don't have any, then I need to restock. That thing on top is a coupon organizer, and I'm just waiting to figure out what I want to do with that. Also, you'll see that there are some already covered composition books here. Those are composition books that I created probably, I'd say 7 or 8 years ago, and they never sold, and the glue is just no good on them anymore. So I do need to, unfortunately, undo them and redo something else with them because glue does not last forever. Okay, moving on, next to my desk here, I have my cart. On my cart, as you can see, on the bottom there, This is just a package of scrap paper that I bought at the Dollar Tree when they had those. Remember when they had those packages of scrap paper? I don't know if every Dollar Tree got them, but for a little while we got a couple of them. And so I bought a couple packages right there because they did have some really good pieces of paper in it. Like they had different texture paper and things like that. So that's that paper right there, and I do grab for that quite frequently. Over here I've got some clothesline pins that I just use for hanging things off of this cart because they've got magnets on the back of it. So I keep my Dollar Tree parchment paper up here. I grab for that very frequently when I'm making junk journals. I use it to make coin envelopes, a little bit of everything. So I always leave it here because I'm always grabbing for it. Okay. On the second shelf there, it's kind of a hodgepodge of stamps and Post-it notes. I'm not really going to get in there and dig because I would really just be showing you stamps and Post-it notes. So no need to really go through that. On the outside here, this has blades in it, as you can see, for my tape or for my paper cutter. Some extra paper clips that are pink. And we have some magnets there. Another magnetic holder. I love these things because if I run out of room, I need some place to hold things, and this is what I do right here. I hang things off of my cart. I'll show you on the back too. So to the top of the cart, this is where I have all of my sticker and rub-on storage. So here's rub-ons that I've got from the Dollar Tree that I've been using in my journals lately. That's why they're all sitting up here, because I've been using them. And then here's where I have my stickers. Now, if you've never seen my sticker storage, this is how I do it. I take all of my stickers, I take them out of their books, and I categorize them. So this allows me to flip through my books and know what I'm looking at, and able to just pick up a sticker, put the book back, and go. And I'm not looking through 8 million of those little books to find stickers for planning or decorating a journal or whatever else I'm doing. I do have a video on how I did this, so I will link that down in the description box below if you want more detail on how I did that. The back of this cart also has storage on it. So these are just pieces of, actually these are just backs of cereal boxes. And I use them as backgrounds when I'm doing videos. So I just painted them all different colors. I let them dry. They're my backgrounds. They work perfectly for me. And they hang off of the back of my cart with a little magnetic clip here. And then I've got 2 larger pieces back here, and this is nothing more than 2 boxes that I cut apart, and I painted one white and one black. And again, I use them for photos for Etsy and for backgrounds for shooting videos. So here's more of my windows, more pictures. That's my beautiful window, my arch. So that brings us to the corner unit here. I'll step back so we can get a better view of it. So this is my corner unit. This room back here is jam-packed, and it's very hodgepodge with furniture. Nothing matches, and that's okay with me because I have what I want in it. All right, so we'll start at the top here because I'm not going to get this stuff down. That binder up there with all of that stuff hanging off of it, that was one of my very first junk journals that I ever created. So I go back and look at that occasionally just to kind of get some ideas of where I came from, you know. That white clay piece right there is Maya, our little guinea pig's paw print. They did it for us when we had her cremated. So it's her paw prints, and then a little bag underneath it has her hair in it. They gave us some of her hair. So then we have over here on the right side, I've got these statues of Mary that my father gave me, so I put them up there. And I've got a card that one of my beautiful friends gave me, another book that I'm proud of that I made, and then the bird cage has some tassels on it that are listed on my Etsy, and just some fake roses in it. Moving down, you'll see the sign. It says needs to be listed. Those are all things that I've got to get up and get listed on my Etsy site. So get to work, Eileen. This says listed. That's all stuff that is listed and ready to go as soon as I get that order. And I've got it subdivided into things. That box right there says Fall and Christmas. I know it's in that Prince box. And then those are my journal kits over there with a couple of my journals. This right here, kind of Mod Podge. The things on the right, again, are listed. Things on the left needs to be listed. And then here I have my thank you cards that I grabbed from, and my Chaotic Mom Sparkle Mix. All right, this is a new piece of furniture. So my daughter Hannah was getting rid of it. She just had her room redone. So she said, I'm getting rid of it. I said, I'm taking it. So we will start on the right here. This box that's open, this is junk journal pages. So when I'm doing a junk journal, specifically anything vintage or old or really junky, this is where I go. I know there's a system, but it's kind of hard to explain to you. But I'll try to explain it to you. Okay, so in the front here, I have junk journal pages that I've already folded, that I intended to put into junk journals but never went in. So these are ready to go into a junk journal page. These are called signatures. And sometimes when you go to make a book, sometimes you make more signatures than you really need to, depending on how wide the spine is. So this is what these are. These are pages that I've created for signatures, and the signatures turned out to be too large for the spine. So these are extras. So I can grab from here whenever I need. These are the paper bags that you find at the Dollar Tree in all the colors that I could find. Number one, because I like to junk journal in color. And number two, because I like to always have different colors to match whatever theme I'm doing. Then I have little doilies. I have little magazine things here. I have my adhesive labels. I have tons of those because I restocked on those at Target this year. I have my envelopes. Those are great in junk journals. And then we go into all the different things that I just have done in the past. I've dyed things. I've ripped things. Here's some coffee dyed stuff. I've ripped pages out. Again, I've dyed things with Kool-Aid. I've dyed things with food dye. Just all these different things that I've done with pages. And I put them all in here because they're great to grab. Back here are the pages that I use. And I've got a planner here that I tore apart because it was kind of different. I've got this book that I bought at the Dollar Tree, the script tablet. I use coloring pages from the Dollar Tree. These are actually from a company that my husband was working with in their graph book. They're graph pages, so I use those. This is from the Goodwill. It's got really pretty flowers in it with some, see those? With some lines. I've got line paper. I've got more coffee dyed paper, tea stain paper, and I've just got it all here so that way when I'm making junk journals, it's so easy to grab. I've got more things from the Dollar Tree, more different colored papers from the Dollar Tree. You get the point. So it's all here in one place for me to grab, and then off to the side I've got these little books that I buy at the Dollar Tree so I can go through and tear off those. And then these are also books that I've bought at the Dollar Tree, and they've got really good pictures in them. I can tear those out. And then I've got my bookbinding kit. This I got from Amazon. It's the first bookbinding kit I've ever got, and I happen to love it. So that's in there also. Okay, next to it I have this white... This is DIY. I don't even know what to call it. So from far away, it looks cute, but then once you get right up on it, you can tell it's really janky. So, like, see, you can tell it's super janky right up close. I mean, everything works. The drawer works. It's really hard to push it. See, I said the drawer works. Look at me. The drawer works. Okay, it really did work. But anyway, it works for what I want it to work for. I wanted somewhere to be able to display my stickles. There you go. I'm displaying my stickles. Okay. I built it out of foam board from the Dollar Tree. It works. You can find the video on YouTube. Just look up like foam board storage unit for desk or something like that. That's what I looked up. Behind it, my laminator. Behind that, my beautiful family when Hannah was just a little baby. Okay, next to that, my paint. My paint storage is just those wood containers painted white from the Dollar Tree. That's it. That's all. Nothing spectacular. Okay, the first little cubby on the left here. This is my paper storage. So I have all of my 12 by 12s and then all of my 6 by 6s and 8 by 6s down there. In this binder is where I keep all of my fronts of my paper, and I have numbers on them, and you'll find the corresponding tab on the end here of the paper pad. That way you don't have to flip through all the paper pads to find out which one you want. So if you want to see that video, I've also created a video on how I store my paper pads. So I will link that down in the description box below also. Next is Hannah's schoolwork. As I've said, she's homeschooled, so she's got all of her paperwork for her homeschooling in here. Laminating pages, current paperwork. This is all that's in there. This is, what's in here? What is in here? This is overflow. Overflow of paper pads and extra bags from the Dollar Tree. Gift bags. All right, in this third cubby here, you can kind of see what I got going on. So I've got in the back there, I'll take these out so you can look at them. I've got these two like refrigerator drawer shelves, and I've got them loaded up with stuff that I use in my junk journals. And I just simply take them out, just like this. And I put it right on my desk when I'm ready to use it. I just did a junk journal. It took me like 4 days took me forever. But this is how I did it. I just took these out. Let me go grab the other one. See? They come out and they just sit on my desk so nicely. And then when I'm done with them, I just put them back. So let me go through and show you real quick what's inside of them. Real quick, guys, because this video is going to be forever. All right, I keep receipt book from the Dollar Tree. Flashcards, Dollar Tree. Index cards, Dollar Tree. These bags, Dollar Tree. These little coin envelopes, I made them. All I did was take some paper, tea-dyed it, and made those little coin envelopes. Made bigger coin envelopes right there. I have receipt books, guest check. I'm sorry, these are guest check, not receipt books. I have these guest check books. I bought them from Amazon. I bought a whole bunch of them. They were fairly cheap. I bought mine in pink. You can buy them in blue, purple, whatever. I just bought mine in pink because I usually do pink journals. I bought each color of this line paper from the Dollar Tree. These are great to have in junk journals, and whenever you come across a page that just needs something on it, go ahead and include this. It gives your customer or your friend, whoever you're giving it to, a chance to journal. Back here, there's a lot of stuff. Shipping labels. Those are great to put in junk journals. I have Hannah. Hello. Beautiful. I have these little vellum photo whatever frames. I've got tons of those. Those go in my junk journals. I've got, I'm not even going to take these out because it's going to take forever to put them back. I've got these rub-on transfers. Those are fabulous for junk journals. This is all sorts of just ephemera, cutouts from different paper pads. I've got, this is napkins that I've Mod Podge onto cardboard again. Here's another tip for junk journals. Do some ephemera ahead of time. And when I say do stuff ahead of time, like this right here, I did ahead of time. So when I go to do my next junk journal, like this is already done. If I'm running low on pages to be done and I want to get the junk journal done, I can just adhere this right here to one of the pages and boom, I already have a page made because I made it ahead of time. See? I've got another one here too. It's already made. This is a whole page already done. See? Flip page. A waterfall page. God, I'm not very good with this camera today. See? So if I want to get done with a junk journal page, there it is. Make stuff ahead of time. Have it ready. Again, I've cut apart. All this is from just scrap paper. I cut them down to size. When I'm watching TV, when I don't have anything to do, which is never, when I want to sit down and relax. Again, United States cards. Those are great to alter, just to put in like that. Subtraction flashcards. I have another guest check thing sitting there. Here's cards. Again, what are these called? Project Life cards. Those are great to put in junk journals. These are some bigger pieces of paper that I've got cut apart as scrap paper. Do yourself a favor. Do the work ahead of time is what I'm saying. So if you're into making journals or you're into making some kind of craft, do yourself a favor. Set yourself up for success and do the work ahead of time. Okay, we're looking at this last on the top. And it's got this little, again, DIY DIY stand. This thing looks real janky. It's just from the Dollar Tree. It's two, actually, you know what? It's not from the Dollar Tree. It's literally 2 boxes that I painted white and are like hot glued with 4 rulers. How about that? 4 cut rulers. Yep, and then they're off-centered a little bit. So I have my markers and pens just in different little tea light holders. I just repurposed repurposed them as that. And I've cut up some ephemera here. This is what I'm saying. Do the work ahead of time. So I've got all this ephemera that I've cut up from printables or from tearing apart stickers or whatever. And I have them here for my junk journals. So again, do the work ahead of time. And same thing, large ephemera. So again, it's just a whole bunch of stuff that I fussy cut, stuff that I've printed, things that I've saved, just all sorts of stuff to use in junk journals. And then I have my black and white pens right there because those are the ones I reach for the most. Okay, moving down. This is projects I'm currently working on. So this one right here is my fashion junk journal from a magazine. I need to get back onto that. It's labeled project number 1. So everything that I'm using for that project, I keep in that container. That way I'm not running around looking for, oh, where's that stuff that I'm using for that project? You know, every time I get the project out, I have to get all the stuff out with it. No, it's all right there. Project number 2 and 3, I don't have. This is project number 2. I'm starting to put together another junk journal kit, and that's all I have prepared for that. This used to be my main project, but it's gone now because I just finished it. So that's usually like a big junk journal. See how big it is? So that's usually like a big project that I'm working on. So this is that. So this is like current projects going on. Next to that, I just made this little DIY shelf here with, again, some rulers and some foam board. It's nothing to ooh and ah at because it's gonna break. I assure you. All right, let's see what's in that bottom drawer. Okay, our bottom drawer is full of envelopes that I don't know what to do with because I went on an envelope making kick at one point and never did anything with them. I really should list them in my Etsy shop because seriously, look at how freaking cute these are. Aren't these adorable? These would be so cute for cash envelopes, wouldn't they? And that's what they're meant for too, they're cash envelopes. So just tell me, should I list my envelopes? Because I was going to list them. They're so pretty. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, moving on. I don't have time for that. Moving on. I've got napkins, stencils, and extra like little pottery that I use to take pictures and stuff with. Or if I'm working with small beads, I'll get that out and put it on my desk. The top shelf is all of my fabric. So I use this lace right here. This is a kid's shirt that I bought at the Goodwill, and I just cut it apart for the lace. An infinity scarf that I bought at the Dollar Tree. Scarf or fabric that I bought at Walmart that I'm intending for use for junk journals. So next one is going to be these 2 boxes. I've got glue guns and not listed stuff. Okay. Next is Happy Meal goodies. Look at all that. Got a lot of stuff to go out, guys. And just for a little bit of eye candy, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of my curio cabinet. Is this not the coolest stuff ever? My dad gives me the coolest stuff. Isn't that so cool? There's my grandpa. He was pretty cool. It's a statue made of ivory. Have dancing Buddha girl. About 2. Okay, on with the tour. Okay, so that's my curio cabinet. I just let you guys have a little peeky into. So this little rolly cart here, Selena was getting rid of. I said, no, 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 you're giving that to me. All I did was put some foam core right here, cover it in contact paper, stick my lamp on it. In the top, extra wood pieces. So Dollar Tree wood stuff. I'm always reaching for some pieces of wood for a project. Electronics, hair dryer, keyboard. There's an extension cord back there. This is random. And then this is outside stuff and cleaning stuff. So the pool is right out those doors right there. So we keep the pool stuff in the bottom right there. Okay, there's my desk. So I'm very grateful for this desk. It is a hand-me-down, and it is very, very well loved. It's beaten up. It's on its last leg, and it has seen better days. I just chalk painted it white not too long ago, and I went to wipe something off of it today, and blam, the paint came right off. No big deal. Like I said, this is a very well-loved desk. It came to us from one of William's friends that he was putting some carpet in for, and they were like, you can take it, and he did. So I'm thankful for it, but it is very well-loved. So let's sit down here, and I'll show you around. Okay, we'll start at my feet, because why not? Down here we have a bin full of paperwork that needs to be filed. My heater that I put at my feet in the winter, because as you saw, I'm like hanging out at the back end of the house over here with tons of windows, so you can imagine it gets pretty cool. I'm in Maryland, so it gets pretty cool back here. And then my paper towel, because I clean back here a lot. Well, you'll see the dust, so maybe I lie. But anyway, this is where I hang my cutting mats at. I hang them from a little hook right there. And all I did was put a hole in them. That was it. I just put a hole in them. So up here on my desk, I have this white, or this is not white, this is pink. What is wrong with me? I'm apparently colorblind. I have this pink mat that I got off of Amazon. I think everybody has it, but whatever. I keep my distress ink and my little makeup brush that I use as a blending tool up here on my desk, because I am always reaching for that. There would be no point in me putting that away. None. I'm constantly reaching for it, so there would just be no point in putting that away. So I keep it up on the desk with me. Right next to it, I have my vanilla extract and water combo. Somebody just told me about this. I just heard about this on somebody's channel, and people are using that instead of coffee or tea stain, or in addition to, and it makes the paper smell amazing. So that's not my idea, somebody else's, but I'm going with it. So I'm gonna try that. Then I got my stapler. Then I've got this little 3-drawer DIY thingy. It's Dollar Tree, as you can see. So it's 3 of these wooden boxes with 3 of these other smaller wooden boxes in it. In the bottom, I've got my silver spoons that I either use for scooping out my, oh, I forgot to show you the middle of my desk, the middle drawer of my desk where I keep all my pretties. Anyway, I use the silver spoons to scoop out my sequins, or I use them to use as charms. This is the middle drawer of my desk. I forgot to show you this part. This is probably my favorite drawer, so I'm not sure why I forgot to show it to you. Look at how pretty everything is. It's beautiful in there. I've got some beads, I've got wire in there, and this is where I keep all my pretties. So it's got all my sparkly stuff in it. I have all my Dollar Tree sparklies, and then I've got all of these sequins. If you have ever ordered anything from Etsy from me, you either love me or hate me, because I package my journals with sequins. And like I said, you either love me or hate me. So, kisses. I love sparkles, so I use them in my packaging. Back over here. In my second drawer here, I've got hot glue gun glue sticks, and I've got some tape runners in there. And then I've got my business cards right here and my little things that I put in my either Happy Mail or my Etsy sales. It says like extra goodies from Chaotic Mom or Happy Mail from Chaotic Mom. I print those out and put those in there. This is a little Shopkins basket that Hannah gave me. It's actually a double one, and I keep my most used washi tape and a couple really pretty things in jars on top and over next to it, because it's pretty and I like to have pretty things around me. Moving next door, this is my 2 recent pen purchases. I need to put this in my favorite pen container. This is where I keep my pieces of paper that have all of the things that I use in my art journal. So when you see any of my art journal videos, this is what I pick from. See, it has like ephemera, paint, alcohol inks. It's got all the different mixed media that I would choose to use in my art journals. So that's there. This little unit I built from the $1 cubes from the Dollar Tree. Like, this is a single cube right here. And see, it's got that little thing. See, it has the little cutouts. But what I did is I put the cutout in that way, and then I used these little Jenga blocks to glue on. And then I glued all of them together, and I used some spackle. Well, obviously I didn't do a very good job because you got some holes right here. But I used spackle to try to fill in all the holes that I could. And then they had these blocks, these big blocks that I put on each side. And I painted it, and let's see what's in here. I've got bales. These are the bales that I use for making like charms with those little spoons. That's what those are. Paper clips. You guys all know what paper clips look like. Clamps. These are the clamps I buy at the Dollar Tree to hold projects together. Mini magnets. I use these in my journals all the time. Binder clips. Always have those on hand. Buttons, buttons. Who's got the buttons? Thread. Why would I have this one jam-packed to the hilt and this is hanging out over there when I don't even have anything in here buried? All right, thread, all blah. And then the 2 sticky notes, that post-it notes that you see on the side there are post-it notes that I use on our whiteboard for the girls' chores. So I keep those out because we change them every week. All right, this little tower here, I'll start from the top. It is covered in dust. I don't know how I've missed that. In my cleaning, it's dusty. It's disgusting. That's gross. Okay, so anyway, on the top here is a little bottle. It has water and a tad bit of Dawn dish soap in it. I keep that up there because as I'm working back here, you'll see my kitchen is all the way over there. Well, when I'm working all the way over here, I don't feel like getting up and washing my hands all over there all the time. So what I do is I have this little bottle and it's got water and Dawn dish soap in it. And there's my paper towel. So if I have glue on my hand, all I do is I take this bottle, I squirt it on my hand, and then I'll dry my hand off. I'll also do the same thing with this, which is why it's up there. It's got glue on it. Okay, see, last time I used it, I forgot to clean it. That's the purpose of me putting it up there, was to clean it off. Word to the wise. Do what you're supposed to do. Anyway, okay, so that's what I normally do. I put it up there, obviously, to clean it off, and then I never cleaned it off. So that's normally why I keep that up there, because I'll use it to clean off my tools or to wipe down, you know, glue off of here, instead of having to go all the way over there. Okay, so let's go to the first drawer. The first drawer has these little DIY flat jewels in them. These are the little baker pearls that you get at the Dollar Tree, and all I did was melt them in my oven, and they turned out to be these cute little dots. So I use these, and I also have some more of the regular dots that I bought at the Dollar Tree. They are also in here. So that's the first drawer. And I have them glued together, the drawers, but they're kind of shifty. Second drawer is just a whole bunch of, it's just a whole bunch of sequins and gem. And I'm not even going to show you because this one's the same exact thing. Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree sequins and gem. This drawer, random wire cutters. I keep this one out because I'm constantly using it. It's the With Love because I write handmade with love on a lot of stuff. This is my bone folders and my pokey tools. This is my X-Acto knives. This over here, next door to it, is my garbage can for my X-Acto knives. I keep my blades in here so nobody gets hurt. Got my refills for my X-Acto knives there. Got my mermaid tail at the Dollar Tree. I got my tape out because I'm using it constantly. I've got a glass container with some more thread in it. This is just my phone stand that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I keep it up here with my phone on it most of the time. Next over here is going to be a a napkin holder. And I use it for my paper cutting blades and for my envelope punch board. And then on the end there, I just have 3 wooden boxes. I think they came, I want to say they came to be made with flowers in them or something like that. But anyway, they just hold the glues that I use currently on my desk. And then my garbage can. And then we're back over here again. Okay, so I got to show you what's like in my desk. So this is a little pull out. This is supposed to be where your keyboard goes because this is a desk. I obviously don't have a keyboard because I don't keep a computer on here. So I just use it as storage. So I've got that there. Got just some stuff here. This has all my what are those things that you gave me, Hannah? What are those little things that you gave me? Shopkins. This has all my Shopkins in it. Hannah gave me a whole bunch of Shopkins. I have a whole bunch of Shopkins. Yeah. I have active wipes back here. This is just sequins that I use for pretties when I take pictures on my desk. And then just some random stuff that I use. In this little cabinet, I have copy paper. There's also photo paper in there, and then I have a great big paint paper, watercolor paper in there. These are just what they're labeled: junk journal stuff, white cardstock, and scrap paper. And it is time for me to get into my scrap paper and cut it all down, because that's ridiculous. So then I have these two drawers over here. They're actually not drawers, they're just openings. And in the top one, I keep all of my notepads and notebooks that I'm working in. And this is just anything that I write in for whatever. I've got notes in here for the business. I've got notes in here for YouTube. I've got notes in here for everything. The kids, I've got just brain dumps in here. I've literally got like 3 or 4 journals that are in here just labeled brain dump because sometimes I just need to like get it all out on paper. I hope that makes sense. And then next to it, I've got, oh, look at that. I've got another bubble envelope that needs to get put in the bottom drawer. I've got my 3-hole punch. I've got my long arm stapler here that I use to make things that need a long arm stapler for. On the bottom, I've got my label maker. In here, I have refills for the label maker and I have refills for my printer. And then over here are all of Hannah's curriculum for her homeschool. In the bottom here, I have all of my little hand tools. I have, this was a great find, the Xyron sticker maker. The sticker maker itself was $5 and the refill was $4, and the refill was in a bag. It had never been opened before, so I was really excited about that. And the sticker maker had probably about a quarter left in it, but the problem is the person that had loaded it wrong. So that was no good. I had to throw it out. So now we're left with that. Underneath it is my Big Kick. And that was gifted to me by one of my beautiful friends, and I absolutely love it. I love buying new dies for it, and I faithfully use it to this day. So that is what I keep in my big drawer here. I think that's it, you guys. I think I've covered everything in the office. This was a long video. I'm sorry if I took so long, but I wanted to make sure and get everything. I didn't want to leave anything undone. So if I left anything or I stumbled over my words, I'm not really good at talking. Who would have thought that I would have a YouTube channel when I suck at talking? I really do. But that's kind of like what my channel is all about, is being perfectly imperfect. And guys, I'm superly, see, that's not even a word. I'm super imperfect. So I hope that you enjoyed this imperfect video. And I'm just trying to give you a once over again of everything without getting you sick. But yeah, a lot of this came from the Dollar Tree. Like I said, this is really just accumulation of years and years of stuff that I just put together and kind of made my own. So nothing really goes together per se, but I've made it kind of fit together. Look how dirty that is. I've made it kind of fit together because I've made it mine. There is one more thing I want to show you. I did forget one thing. Let me finish doing a... Look at that book right there. She's going in the Etsy shop. That's the chunky one. She's the chunky one that took me 4 days to work on, friggin' from sun up to sundown. Anyway, okay, I want to show you one more thing. Underneath the Armoire here, the jewelry Armoire, is a shoebox. And in it doesn't look exciting, but it is. So when I was doing all of that, sticker stuff, when I was taking my stickers apart, look at all the packaging that I came across. So this packaging, I'm keeping all of it because, first of all, packaging things can get expensive. And second of all, this is some good stuff to work with right here. This is really fun to work with if you know how to use it properly. this stuff right here, like these can be turned into a book. That would be a great little journal. I might even make that. But that would be a cute little journal. Look, it's got a nice little spine to it. And it's really good quality. Okay, so why would I throw that away? I mean, you can't keep everything, of course, but things like that, there's no way I'm throwing that stuff away. So it just gets tucked right up underneath there. All right, you guys, that's it. I'm going to let you go. I hope that you enjoyed this. Like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I hope that you enjoyed my little tour of my dining room / craft room. All right, guys, see you in my next one. Bye. Guys, I can't believe that I never went into the drawers of my corner unit over here. I just realized that after I'm editing the video. So, let me get my rolly cart out of the way here. So I have to move my rolly cart to get into the drawers of my corner unit. So in the top drawer, I just have packaging for my journals, which are these clear bags that I get off of Amazon, and some extra stuff. In the second drawer, I have Ephemera Gone Wild. So this is where I go for all of my ephemera. Lots of ephemera in there. It's separated by color because that's how I roll. So we've got blues, greens, pinks, blues, or pinks and reds all together, things like that. And then I've got bags of ephemera over here that are separated by style. And then in the bottom, just some extra supplies. So that's it. I just didn't want you to think that I was hiding something really cool in here, because I'm not.